Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot. My name is Mel Rose. This is the Tarot portion of the second half of my daily astrology vlog, which you can check out on my other channel, Astrology Today with Mel Rose. Here, I will discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page, and then it'll do a quick review of the day's aspects before I play another card that may give us something more to think about. So let's get into it. Today on the side of the page we have the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands relates astrologically to the final 10 days or the third decan of the sun's transit in the land of Leo. Leo is a fire sign, wands in tarot are fire, and fire element symbolism is about drive, spark, enthusiasm, initiative, momentum even, and even some impatience, restlessness, anger, irritation. These are all fire vibe, okay? So inflammation, that's a fire vibe, right? So with the Seven of Wands, we see somebody who, we remember in the Six of Wands, they were throwing a parade for this person because they'd made a big achievement. Now in the Seven of Wands, we see somebody who has gained some prominence, right? They have the higher ground, but they're sort of having to defend themselves, defend the high ground that they have gained, right? So, this is sort of a defensive maneuver. It does say that you sort of have the higher ground so you can win this battle. But, it's about competition coming in and what you're going to do about it. And with that said, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle some cards while I remind myself and the cards that the sun is in Leo. And the sun in Leo is, reigning supreme. We are literally subjects to the king when the sun is in Leo, okay? The sun in Leo, we are subject to the heat and the illumination that the sun brings to our lives at this time. We're sort of forced to reckon with it. We cannot avoid it. And we have to sort of defer to the power of the sun at times, take ourselves inside, make sure we have sunscreen on, even like running our air conditioners way more than we would like to have to, right? So this is the time when the sun reigns supreme, and since we are all at the center of our own universe, it's appropriate at this time that we take on that vibe a little bit, and we sort of, show off and be glamorous in our own way, that helps people understand just how brilliant and accomplished we are. Venus is in Leo right now. We are given to these grand displays of attention and affection, and it's beautiful to go big when you're in love or when you're feeling affection for somebody. Let's just not, lead anybody on by overstating our interest or our availability at this time. And then the moon is a waning gibbous in the land of Taurus right now. So that's fixed earth vibe with a fixed fire, a very fixed feeling right now. We're very focused on our tasks at this time. And right now, Taurus is just carrying out whatever Aries started in terms of pushing things toward the door, so that when we get past that third quarter moon tomorrow, we can start pushing things out the door, stuff that no longer works for us, no longer serves a purpose in our higher calling. So, and security matters at this time, okay? Security matters to Taurus, and it matters to us in our hearts and homes in a few different ways. This is a very earthen vibe, and it's a very protective vibe around this day. On the moon side of the page, moon goes square to Venus today, and it's automatically a self-preservation challenge. We find that we need or desire something that we could normally call in from somebody. We could normally ask for the attention or the affection or the resource that we're looking for from one place or from one person. And we find that, we're just not, that stuff's not, that person or that resource is not available to us. So we kind of have to get up and go make sure we get our own needs met, okay, today, especially this morning, starting around 9 o'clock through about 11 o'clock. And then on the sun side of the page, You know, Sun goes quincunx to Neptune today, and I had been thinking about this like it was Sun's quincunx to Pluto, which is coming up. So I'd been thinking that this was the turning point, but it's not the turning point. Actually, it is a reminder that we are, you know, susceptible to things outside our bodies. There are not just viruses, but you know, allergens and irritants in the air, in the world, floating around, okay? And if we get exposed to them, we can get set back physically, and we can get set back, you know, in terms of the time and the progress we've been making. So be careful with your body at this time. And this one's going to be with us for a couple of days. Just really pay attention. You know, if you haven't been wearing a mask and you find yourself out in a crowd, don't be afraid to put one on. If you feel like this might be a time when it would be a good idea to try to protect myself, okay? And then in the ongoing column, we have Sun trine Chiron, just be your beautiful self. Sun square to Uranus, something is about to change. And Mercury trine to Uranus, we can have some really brilliant, oddball, off-the-wall ideas at this time that may really change our perspective and our trajectory in life. Okay, so taken together, I just think this is, you know, set an example for others by being your beautiful self, and that is where the change will come in. Okay, and then Sun is in opposition to Saturn, saying I need a break, or I feel in resistance to authority, or to, you know, things that feel, you know, like feeling the weight of my commitments and my responsibilities. Mars is square to Saturn, saying, yeah, and you probably shouldn't work very hard at this time. Okay, so whatever it is that you're working on or working against, if you are pushing and there's no movement, then it's time to back up and reconsider your approach. And also, because look, it's all Mars down here. Mars is sextile to Neptune right now, and this is really a very bold and sexual vibe. You know, people feel probably in their own way, in different ways, depending on your own astrological makeup, of course, a certain sort of sensuality, a desire to connect and to even perhaps play out some fantasy that we've had, okay? So it's okay to take a break and sort of indulge in the pleasures of fantasy and even of the flesh. You know, let's just make sure that the people that we're engaging with there are as into it as we are, right? And again, if you find yourself sort of working too hard to try to get to a certain person that, you know, your fantasy might be about, you know, if you find yourself like beating your head against this wall, back up and reassess what you're doing, okay? You want to make sure that either, you know, you give that specific kind of attention to somebody who wants it, or, you know, think of a different way to give the person you want the attention, right? So that it doesn't have to be exactly the way you want to do things. Mars is trine to Pluto, though, and this is our big, golden, beautiful goose egg right here. Mars is initiative and action. Mars is all fire all the time, okay? It's really a very brave, very courageous, very conquest-oriented. Think in terms of, you know, Mars the warrior, Mars the god of conflict. Okay, so Mars is not afraid to go blundering forward, but at this time there's no blundering about it because you've got this trine aspect with Pluto. Mars and Pluto rule Scorpio together. It's Mars rules Aries and Mars and Pluto rule Scorpio. So this is very Aries and Scorpio vibe right now. You know, first and last, okay? Beginnings and endings. So anything that you want to begin or end at this time, you know, it's really blessed right now if you want to put your intention behind having a transformation, you know, whether that's like quitting smoking or you know, starting your daily 20-minute walk. Now is a good time to actually take physical action to, you know, to make a beginning on something or to bring something to an end. Again, that trine blessing, it's like angels sitting on our shoulder saying, yes, do it. You have all the power on your side, and you have this really clear sense of purpose, what it is that you want to do. So, you know, if it's going ding, ding, ding in your head right now, it's probably the thing that you want to act on. And with all of that said, y'all, I mixed up these cards so much. It just doesn't matter. They're just going to tell us what they want to tell us. So we got the Three of Pentacles. And Three of Pentacles, again, is about physicality. It's about our bodies, and it's about our other physical resources. You know, and the Three of Pentacles here, like it's you know, really interesting to me to see that this came up with this person's like physically vulnerable naked body on the card, because you know there's a lot of stuff that says, you know, you're gonna have to get what you need for yourself, and you have to be really careful with your body right at this time. We want to be careful not to let ourselves get sick, but we also want to be careful not to let ourselves get injured. Okay, so you know, and we also want to be careful not to put ourselves in unsafe situations. Three of Pentacles is about cooperation. It's about what you can build when you cooperate, when you collaborate with others. So what kind of collaborations are you working on right now? And is everybody playing their role? Okay, because people come to collaborations with specific jobs to do. And you know, if you've got somebody hanging out that doesn't really have a role in that collaboration, you know, there might be a little bit of there might be a little stress in the mix. Set an example by being your beautiful self. You know, speaking of everybody having a role to play in a collaboration, you know, stepping into your own role, you know, doing what it is that you are good at doing, and that's why you were asked to be where you are. That's some of the best things. That's some of the best stuff you can do, and especially if you're doing it in a way that really feels natural to you, that really comes up as, you know, your way of doing it. It comes across with sort of your finishing touch on it. Then all the better, because when we you know, come genuinely and authentically as ourselves, when we bring our authentic selves to, you know, our collaborations, then you know, they're that much the richer for the imagination and the personalization that is coming through in them. Taken together with the, well, first of all, you know, Mars here has really got us working, okay? Mars has got us working with Saturn. Sun's got us working with Saturn, but not too hard, right? This has been our reminder that whatever it is that we're doing, it should go well, right? Especially if we're working in collaboration with others. If any or all of us are beating our heads against a wall and it's going nowhere, then, you know, you at least, your part of the collaboration needs to back up and reassess, you know, sort of what you're doing in that collaboration and what it is that you could bring to help move things forward in a simpler way, right? Things should be working easily. So some of that means sort of identifying the person who is the extra cog in the wheel, identifying the person who is not either playing their part, or you know, they're trying to play their part from a position of sort of combative leadership, right? I can see that. You know, we need our collaborations to go smoothly. We need them to be productive. So, you know, if there's somebody out there like throwing a wrench in the works by not showing up, by showing up and being too dominating about things, by not taking care of their responsibilities and then acting defensively about it and causing drama. Yeah, you hear what I mean. Then, you know, first of all, it's a-okay to take a break, all right? Sit back and just like, you know, enjoy the fact that you have a body and a life, right? You know, skip out for a long lunch and then come back and say, okay, we need to have a we need to have a talk here, all right? Because right now, whatever it is that you set your intentions toward changing for the better in your life, really, you know, really we have spirit behind us on that. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that today, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate your presence here. My name is Mel Rose, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more astrology today and tarot.